But look at all the uncertainty that's coming in. There's plenty to talk about. We've got so little time. But you've got uncertainty in the aged care sector where our most vulnerable Australians are now being told they're going to have a registered nurse on call 24 hours a day inside every aged care facility at a time when another level of government is running around trying to find tens of thousands of nurses, probably from third world countries, to bring them here because we aren't training them, or we haven't got enough of them, or there's too much paperwork and they're not wanting to be part of the system. So all for having better quality aged care, no problem with that. Then on top of that, we're going to bring in a new tax on people who have a turnover of greater than $10 million a year to pay for mental health. No doubt there's a lot of mental health and stress out there, but this $10 million or this tax on $10 million of turnover, well, that's creating a mental health stress for a lot of medium-sized businesses that are trying to work out, how am I going to pay for yet another tax? What do I do? Then on top of that, can I just add the tax on the coal industry, which has already seen the international banking sector saying, well, if you're going to put more tax on the coal you dig out of the ground, Queensland Treasurer, the biggest resource of beautiful black coal in the entire world, talk about killing, strangling the golden goose. Well, people are now not going to invest even further in this important commodity. I mean, Daisy, everywhere you turn, it's a tax-led recovery. It's taxing us into prosperity. That's just total insanity that's going on here.
Yeah, it's insanity, and it's also extremely alarming, Gary. I mean, this whole thing with the Queensland state government, chucking in another tax on coal, and then this mental health levy, as they're calling it, on businesses of a certain size in order to pay for the sort of big mental health monetary spill they're putting into it, apparently, as part of the budget. Don't forget, the Queensland government promised pre-election that there wouldn't be any new taxes. They said, absolutely no new taxes, not going to happen under us if you re-elect us. Next minute, here we have all these little taxes creeping in. But when challenged on it, the Treasurer said that actually he had told the truth. They hadn't been, lied or misled the public, because they weren't actually talking about businesses. They were only inferring no new taxes on families, Gary. And now, apparently Queenslanders should be able to read Cameron Dick's mind. So it's extremely alarming, this kind of tax-led recovery. I said last year, this is the last thing people need now post-COVID. The last thing we need in our lives, the last thing businesses need in their lives is more government. We need less and less and less. Less taxes, less regulation, less rules. Let people thrive, finally free from this kind of government stranglehold that we've had over the last 2 years. And the lazy way to manage the recovery would be to try to tax us into prosperity, but that seems to be exactly what the Queensland state government is doing. It is worrying, Gary, really worrying.